Okay, so this video is really just to go over for our labs tomorrow. So make sure you printed off these two labs. I'll have extras there just in case you can't anyway. So this is our first attempt at labs, so we're going to do our best as humanly possible while still maintaining our safety. And I guess if any at one point you don't feel it's safe enough to do it, we can always work with you as well about what you can do in class. So we're going to do properties of acids and bases, which is pretty straightforward. It's not a difficult lab to do. It's just more interesting than anything else. And then we're also going to do this law of conservation of mass investigation. Okay? So all I really require you to do is to give these a read through. I think the steps I have in here are pretty straightforward. I'm not going to go through them with you now. You'll do that today. Just read through them so you have a general idea of what you'll be doing tomorrow. Now, those of you that are not in the lab tomorrow on Friday, you'll be doing these two labs on Tuesday, the next time I see you. So half now, half then. So what I'm planning tomorrow is that while the people are doing the lab, I will then have the video for you to watch as per normal, and then we'll go from there. Okay. So I'm hopefully, ideally, everything works out. We'll all be in the same place by Tuesday. We'll see how it goes. If it's really weird, then maybe I won't do that again. But we'll see how it goes. Okay. So read through the labs. You'll get a sense of what you're doing. So when you get here, you'll kind of know what to do, and I'll just kind of tell you where everything is and set us up and make sure we're all safe. Okay. The only thing you really have to do is fill in the table as you go forward, and then there's like 3 or 4 questions at the very end there. Okay. The second we're going to do here, and this is where we talked about balancing equations. So this is where we're going to look at the law of conservation of mass. There's 2 types of things you're doing here, but it's really just the same thing in the end. So you're going to be reacting water and vinegar. Vinegar and baking soda. I don't think water and vinegar react. Vinegar and baking soda, and then this is the equation, and then you're going to just read through this, and you'll be doing this while you conduct it. This is the apparatus that you're going to kind of set up for the second part of this lab. And again, just read through this to see if you understand it or if there's anything that's confusing. Not that you'll have a great understanding of it going into this, because it's gonna, but read through it just so you know what you're doing, and then filling your table. And then there's going to be some questions that come after that as well. Okay. Now, the other thing that I want to mention about is we're going to have a quiz on Monday, and part of that quiz, you're going to do something like this for me. So this is better than just typing it up, because you're going to be like, what? And so on. Okay. So what you're going to be doing here is you're going to be looking at some elements I give you. You're going to draw the Lewis diagrams for each of those. You're going to do the dot diagram that shows how they bond. So it's going to be different if it's ionic versus covalent. Okay. So if you establish this as being ionic, you're going to do your equations, right, that kind of lead to this sort of thing, right? Or if it's covalent, you're going to do the structural diagram over here. But this would be kind of where you show the sharing. Okay, there was no equations for that. So this is where you're going to show the actual bonding. This is the result. So if it's a structural diagram for covalent, and it's a lattice ratio for ionic, and then you just state what type of bond is present between these two. I think they're all binary, so the bond is always going to be the same. Okay, and that's it. So that'll be part of what you're doing on the quiz. That'll be the lion's share of it. You're also going to do some stuff related to the properties of ionic and covalent, which was based on the table that we looked at. Okay, there won't be any acid properties. That's on the lab. Okay, and that's it for this little video.